It's a nice, cool Friday evening. It's about 10:30, and I went out and did my shopping, and I had a gin and tonic, and I got some water going right here. I'm going to do some Irish whiskey this week. What I have here is a Redbreast 12 after some time. I forget how long it was since I did it, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. It's got about half a bottle left. What I'm going to do is come back to this one, but first I'm going to pour a dram of it, like so. And I'm going to let it open up for a bit of time. I'm going to put one of these challenge coins from the Scotch Test Dummies on it. I'm going to let it just sit there and react with the oxygen in the Glencairn glass. And that's going to sit there for a while. Meanwhile, I can go to something more pedestrian in the ways of Irish whiskey. What I have here, well, you know, I've had a lot of Bushmills in the past. I've had, there's dust on this one because it's been in my possession for a while. That seems to be the way of things. I've got probably about 100 bottles that are not open yet. But this one here, you know, we've had Black Bush, we've had the 10-year-old single malt, but this one here, this is a Red Bush. I mean, how could I leave a Red Bush behind? I couldn't. So we're going to try the Red Bush. I wonder if there's any correlation between this and the Johnny Walker Red and Black, as in Black Bush and Red Bush. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know what I think of it. We have a nice, fresh, clean Glencairn glass here with a delightful little quig-sized dram. This Red Bush, it's nothing fancy, screw top, 40% alcohol by volume. It says a bunch of stuff on the label, which I will maybe read in a moment. Well, how about right now? Oh, there's some small writing on here. Ireland's oldest whiskey distillery, 1608. It has the 1608 here like it does on every bottle of Bushmills. Red Bush, manufactured to perfection. Oh, matured to perfection in bourbon casks. Okay, so ex-bourbon barrel Bushmills. Okay. And it's triple distilled, and it's etched on the bottle here. Really classy. What did this baby set me back? Red Bush. On the 24th of February 2018. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 7 months ago. And it was $33.99 plus, of course, $5 or so for liquor tax, and $2.50 approximately for goods and services tax. So $2.50 and $5.7. Yeah, just a shade over $40, $40.50 approximately. That's what this cost out the door. Of course, I bought some other things on the same day, which went out the door as well. But we will get to those in another video. Because this week, I'm concentrating on Irish. By the time this goes on YouTube, I'll be just before going on my trip to Ocean Shores, Washington for an Irish music festival. So I think it's appropriate to do Irish whiskey right now. It has a nice fruity aroma and spicy. I'm getting cinnamon. As far as I know, this is a blend of Irish whiskey. So it's probably got some malted and unmalted barley as the main little bit of cinnamon too. Apple, cinnamon, a little bit of spice. A little bit of cocoa powder. And that unmalted barley component. I have every confidence that this is going to be very smooth. Yeah, apple, cinnamon, bit of spice. Some pears too. If there's any caramel or vanilla here, it's being overpowered by the apples, a little bit of cinnamon, and the other spiciness that I'm pretty sure is from the unmalted barley component. Graininess. Yeah, I guess you could call that unmalted barley component a kind of graininess that you typically get from Irish whiskey. Irish pot still whiskey, I believe. Yeah, probably. Doesn't say anything else on the bottle. I guess I could look up their Old Bushmills Distillery. I guess I could look up their website, but I'm a lazy man, and I just like to sit here and nose and taste my whiskey. I'm getting a hint of toast. Just a little hint of toast. Could that be barrel char? A little more of that cocoa powder. It's like the Tootsie Roll, like a Tootsie Roll. I often get that Tootsie Roll note on a lot of whiskeys. Okay, let's give it a taste. Cleanse the palate. I had gin and tonic before this. Just to cool down after carrying all the groceries up the stairs. Wow. There's a lot more of the apple on the palate than on the nose. Cinnamon toasty Apple Jacks, like that Apple Jack cereal, which I'm not allowed to eat because I'm diabetic, and the sugar on coating on the Apple Jacks would just send my blood sugar up through the roof. So the only O-shaped, even Fruit Loops, I used to love Fruit Loops. I can't eat Fruit Loops anymore. The only rounded O-shaped cereal that I can have is the plain toasted oats Cheerios, because there's no sugar. Or if there is any sugar, it's such a small amount that it doesn't affect me at all. Yeah, heavy on the apple. Apple and cinnamon. Taste it again. Usually the second sip gives you a little more of a representation of what it's going to be like. Mm. Apples and cinnamon. Mostly apples and cinnamon. Apples and cinnamon followed by just a little bit of cocoa powder, and then the finish doesn't last that long. Still, if you like apples and cinnamon, and if you like a little bit of a spicy note to it, I think it's like a white pepper, but it's very subtle. It's not very strong, with just a little whiff of cocoa powder at the end of the palate. It just kind of fades out. Not bad for a beginner or starter whiskey. Something to wet your whistle, something to balance your palate, something to get started on. This is okay, especially if you're going to be going on to other Irish whiskey after that. Things like green spot with a wine finish or a yellow spot, that would go great after this. But I have a couple of other Irish whiskeys to get at before I get back to this guy here, the Redbreast 12, because I'm getting back to this now that it's been in an open bottle for a while. Anyway, slanchava, and see you sooner.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.